Today I want to revisit what I consider to be one of the truest anomalies in all of gaming. It's very rare that the best version of a game is a port that has shittier graphics, clunkier controls, and is on a dedicated handheld. But somehow Resident Evil Deadly Silence manages to pull it off. This game is a DS port of the original Resident Evil game that first came out for the PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn. And as I'm sure everyone is aware, it follows the story of the STARS Alpha team as they search for their comrades, the STARS Bravo team, in what's presumed to be an abandoned mansion. All hell breaks loose, chaos ensues, and Resident Evil becomes one of the most iconic franchises in survival horror history. This port is comprised of a few different game modes, including a really neat multiplayer that allows you to either go head-to-head competitively or work cooperatively with up to 4 other DS users. The primary 2 game modes are Classic, that allows you to completely play through the original game, albeit with worse graphics and clunkier tank controls. And I'm not kidding when I say the graphics are bad. First off, it uses the bottom touchscreen, and given the original DS's processing capabilities, the game looked borderline like it belonged on the Sega CD. The footage that I'm capturing here is actually on one of my 3DS consoles because it just looks so bad on the original DS hardware. The live action cutscenes look like washed out FMV sequences that you would see in the mid-90s. Even playing it on a PC while using some graphical updating patches, it still looks pretty rough. One thing I will admit is that they made some pretty welcome improvements on some of the character models. Yet despite everything I just listed, this is still the best version of the original Resident Evil 1 that exists. And that is all due to the inclusion of Rebirth mode. This is a bit of a reimagining and retelling of the original game, while fully utilizing all of the unique features that the DS had to offer. Some of the more notable inclusions are the dedicated knife wielding button. You just go ahead and click the R button and it primes the blade, and then you just go ahead and slice away. This is really convenient for combating some of the more elusive enemies, or making it easier to drop a zombie and run up and slice them up, preserving some of your ammo. Probably the most notable inclusion in Rebirth mode are these first-person knife minigames. You'll walk into a room and immediately be thrust into first-person mode. You'll be approached by various enemies, and you use the touchscreen to either swipe or stab while avoid getting hit. If you complete the minigames perfectly, you'll be rewarded with additional ammo or health items. They become increasingly more challenging as the game goes on, and seem to happen at complete random intervals. There's a couple of instances where I walked out of a room, turned around, walked back into the room, and was thrust into one of these minigames. They're a hell of a lot of fun and provide a unique new challenge for someone who's played through this game time and time again. But if you're completely new to the franchise, you might want to start in Classic mode, because I could see them being difficult and a tad bit tedious for someone who's completely new to this. The puzzles have also been revamped. Most puzzles will include some type of touch element to them. One puzzle in particular actually utilized the DS's microphone. I had to blow on the screen to blow out candles. It's little touches like this that provide a whole new level of immersion and interactivity that someone like myself, who's probably played the original game 50 plus times over, can really appreciate. They even made some slight alterations to enemies and added other enemies in places that they weren't before, constantly keeping you on your toes whether you're a seasoned vet or a new player. I absolutely loved Resident Evil Deadly Silence. This game is awesome in every way that a survival horror fan can appreciate. I was really disappointed that Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3 didn't get the Deadly Silence treatment. It would have been so badass to see what they would have done with those two. Have any of you guys played Resident Evil Deadly Silence? Did you enjoy it as much as me? I'd love to know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this is Ness, signing out.